baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Baby Baseball channel. And before we get into all of the offseason predictions, including free agent predictions, standings, World Series picks, all that stuff, trades, rumors, we're going to be talking about all that before the stove really gets hot. The stove might actually go completely off because there is a possibility, and it feels like a very strong possibility, that there's going to be a Major League Baseball lockout. This obviously is not good.
Oh, please, God, no!
The current collective bargaining agreement between the owners and the players expires December 1st. And there's a long article by The Athletic. I will be referring to that article a little bit. I have that open in another tab, but because The Athletic is a paid subscription, I don't want to show it too much here, but I will refer to it and give you some of that information because there's a lot of good information in that article. And according to that article, if there's not an agreement by December 1st, the lockout likely begins. It doesn't have to begin. It's up to the owners. A lockout is the owner's weapon. A strike is the player's weapon. This is what would follow. If Major League Baseball and the Players Association have not agreed to a new collective bargaining agreement by midnight entering December 2nd, it's very likely that the sports owners will lock out the players. If that happens, all the typical offseason transactions from free agency to arbitration process, Rule 5 draft will likely be frozen until a new deal is reached.
This is bullshit!
The sports annual mid-December winter meetings would likely be canceled, at least the portion of the meetings involving the major leagues, because there's a minor league component as well. Players would not be able to use club facilities, but spring training and the 2022 regular season itself would only become threatened if the lockout lasted long enough. Spring training starts in February, the regular season at the end of March. And that's the basics of the situation right now. So if a lockout begins, everything will become frozen. If they figure something out, then everything becomes unfrozen. But at that point, especially if it's lasted a month or two, all of a sudden the free agent signings are going to go through the roof and go insane. Every day there's going to be 10, 12, 15, 20, 30 free agents, signing all over the place. And it's already, pretty busy in the off season. But, we've had some slow off seasons, some really hot off seasons. Well, this would be an extremely cold off season while the lockout's going on, and then it would just go nuts because all teams will have to, start stocking up here for the regular season. So that would be just insane if that happens. Of course, the most insane and most unthinkable would be if the lockout continues into February, into when spring training would normally start, into March, and possibly into the regular season. I really don't see that happening, but it's possible. I certainly don't see a whole season just getting canceled. There's too much money to be lost. It's not going to happen. They will come up with an agreement, which is what irritates me. You know you're going to come up with an agreement. Why don't you just do it?
Do it!
But as the article in The Athletic likes to point out, in situations like this, both parties tend to wait and wait and wait and wait until the last second, and even sometimes longer. And that's irritating. It's like, just come up with an agreement. You know you're going to do it anyway. Why don't you just pretend the season starts tomorrow or whatever and get it done?
Just do it!
None of that sounds good. There have been a couple of Twitter reports that the winter meetings will be canceled, but at least of yesterday, this is an article a couple days old, when MLB sent an email to the media explaining how writers could apply for winter meeting credentials. The meetings are apparently still on.
No! What are you waiting for? Do it!
Obviously, Rob Manfred and Tony Clark is the president of the Players Union, expressed cautious optimism, which is no surprise. Like the article says here, what else would you expect them to say, especially at the cusp of the sport's biggest event? Also from The Athletic here, even though baseball itself has avoided a stoppage for more than a quarter century, every subsequent work stoppage across NBA, NFL, and NHL since the 94-95 strike has been a lockout. That does not appear to be a coincidence. Baseball's last strike was devastating, in part because it began in August. Remember, the whole World Series was canceled. From that point on, owners become unlikely to ever allow players to pick at the time and place of a work stoppage. They see it as wiser to institute a lockout before games even begin, rather than entering spring training without a deal, and then you give the players a chance to walk out and strike. So I guess that's the better alternative. Don't start a season if you're going to stop it in the middle of the season and go on strike. Nobody wants to see that. We don't want to see lockouts either during the off season, but it's a heck of a lot better than watching the players go on strike, usually over money, in the middle of a season. It's just a terrible look. And I get it. These players are highly skilled and, they want to get what they want to get. But, we're out here in the real world, trying to pay our $100 cell phone bill, and they're out there making millions of dollars going on strike. It's a terrible look. A lockout gives the owners leverage, and they most certainly take it if no agreement is in place by December 1st. So it looks like if there's not an agreement, there will be a lockout. Since no games are going on, it's not as if they continue playing games under the current deal while they continue to negotiate. If there's no deal and time is growing short, it is still possible the owners and players might agree to play one more year under the current agreement and kick the can down the road to give them more time to hammer out a new CBA, which is embarrassing. But if they have to do that, that's fine. That could mean nothing really changes. Meaning the DH stays in the National League, the DH stays in the American League, no DH in National, and everything else that's, with the current CBA would go ahead and stay that way. As for all the COVID new rules, that I don't know what they would do with, because runner at second base is a COVID thing. So just wanted to point that out. But in the end, though, here are the attitudes and narratives we will likely be hearing much more about over the next 4 weeks. This quote is from Lauren Rich, a former MLB, PA, and NLRB attorney. At the same time, sports work stoppages can engender different feelings than those involving blue-collar workers. Sports labor disputes often produce a millionaires versus billionaires narrative. Ultimately, if MLB does not move for the lockout, both the owners and the commissioner alike would be taking a risk, one that could affect the commissioner's legacy. I'm not saying I'm going to blame it all on him, but he is the commissioner. He needs to get in there and tell these people, I don't know how you do it. You got to get something done. You have to get something done. We can't have a prolonged lockout. We don't want to have a lockout at all. But if we miss spring training games, much less regular season games, we're in deep freaking crap.
Just do it!
An off-season lockout that doesn't affect spring training or regular season, a lot of casual fans won't care. Us hardcores, we're going to be pissed off. We want to know. We want guys signing. We want that hot stove on. The casual fan out there may not even care. Once baseball starts again in April, hey, let's get our tickets, go to the games. It's all good. But if this thing lasts through the regular season, that's going to be a big problem. A lot of fans are going to be like, screw these guys. Screw these guys. Are you kidding me? You guys can't get it figured out. As bad an MLB commissioner as Rob Manfred has been, you'd think he would not want to preside over the first MLB work stoppage in a quarter century. Whatever else Manfred is, you'd think he'd care about his personal legacy. If that's what it takes to avoid a lockout, I'm okay with that. Absolutely. Get it done, Rob. Get it done. And it's not all up to him. Again, it's the players union talking to the owners, and, but he's presiding over this thing. He is the commissioner, and he is going to be held responsible if he, by a lot of fans anyway, if he can't help get this thing done, push this thing along.
Just do it!
Should be noted that just because that December date comes along, that expiration date, does not mean they have to lock out. The owners can say, let's just keep negotiating. You guys can continue to sign free agents. Everything's normal. We will get this figured out. But that's not what looks like is going to happen. By all accounts, they will lock out. Furthermore, owners might like if there's only like a week or two left after, the lockout is up, because that might be to their benefit. Players need to sign. Players are like, come on, I got to sign. And you may be able to get guys for less than you normally would because there's not enough negotiating time. I'm not really sure, but that could be something on the owner's mind as well. But I'm really worried about it because it is the tendency of people in negotiations to wait till the last second to give your best offer. You don't give your best offer until the last second. This is something that the article on The Athletic really pointed out. And it's something that concerns me. We've seen this time and time again. Both these sides, they couldn't come up with an agreement. Remember, before 2021, they were trying to come up with all this COVID talk and then couldn't come up with any. 2020, the season kept getting. 2020 didn't have to be a 60-game season. It could have been a 140, 120. It could have been a season. It was a 60-game season because they couldn't figure anything out. They could not agree to crap. Well, remember that time one side sends an offer, rejected. The other side sends an offer, rejected. Back and forth. Rob Manfred finally's like, all right, y'all are playing a 60-game season. Here it is, play. And it was that's just a bad sign. These two sides have not agreed on anything. I can't remember since when. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But end of the day, we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. It really pisses me off like everyone else. I mean, we're out here in the real world. These guys are absolutely rich. And, if they're going to fight for minor league rights, I'm all for it. If that's part of the negotiations and you want to get minor leaguers better pay, I'm all for that. But other than that, Get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go get this thing done, y'all. We need baseball. We don't want to play around with no lockout. Let's freaking go. So let me know what you guys think down below. Is there going to be a lockout? How long do you think it'll last? Is it going to go all the way through to February? If you ask my opinion, I think there will be a lockout, but I don't think it's going to be extended too long. Maybe about a month, and I think by January... I'll say January 10th or so, they'll get it figured out and we'll be ready to rock and roll on time for spring training. That's my guess. I'm hoping there's no lockout at all, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think down below. Have a fantastic day. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. And we'll talk to y'all next time. See ya.
Do it! Yes, you can!
When the Giants come to town,